Good morning, YouTube. This is Mixie Tarot. I hope that everyone is doing well. When I woke up this morning, I went onto YouTube and I came across a video about a Dr. Armen Henderson down in Miami, Florida, who was arrested by the cops. Basically, he was arrested because he didn't. Let me back up. By the way, this is a black doctor in Miami, Florida, and he was arrested by a cop because the cop felt disrespected because he didn't address him as sir or sergeant, or what it really sounds like to me is he didn't say yes, massa. That's what it sounds like to me. No sir or sergeant at all. The sir or sergeant to me relays as you didn't call me master. So anyhow, this young black doctor was at his home loading up supplies to go and test the homeless, the forgotten in downtown Miami-Dade County. And he tests them, he brings them tents and blankets, and he has an organization called Dream Defenders. Not only that, not only is he a doctor and he's out in the community helping people. This is part of his Hippocratic oath to help save lives, to respect all life. It doesn't matter what walk of life people are from. His job is to help people. This man is risking his life by going out and helping the homeless community that most forget about. Of course, the Miami-Dade County said that the sergeant put him in handcuffs for loitering in front of his own house. And they said that the officer, it's being investigated by internal affairs, but the officer had every right to actually handcuff him for the supposed illegal loitering in front of his own house. So what that translates to me is, again, the police are going to get away with harassing and handcuffing another black person for no apparent reason other than the fact that he felt like he was disrespected by this black man, and who does he think he is? So I'm actually going to do a read on Dr. Armen Henderson. I can tell you that when I tapped into his energy, I got an orange aura. I looked up orange aura because I didn't know what it meant, but that was the color that I got. And it means happiness, joy, good health, all kinds of positive things. And why wouldn't he be? This man is doing God's work. He's taking care of the forgotten. In addition to this man being a doctor, he's also a professor at the University of Miami. I just sat in front of my computer and shook my head like, when is it going to stop? When? When is it going to stop? So with that being said, I'm going to do a reading on Dr. Armen Henderson. I'm going to use the New Era Elements Tarot. I'm going to use the Next World Tarot, and I'm going to use the Mixed Emotions. Now, I may not use all three. I may just use one. I may go to another deck. I don't know. It just depends on what calls me. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started with, I'm going to start with the New Era Elements. By the way, if anyone's wants to look up the story of Dr. Armen Henderson, I would go to Democracy Now! Or to the Young Turks. They both did some coverage. I watched the Young Turks. I like it a lot. First card that falls out is Strength. Strength. What came out with it? Despair. despair. You know, just looking at the strength card, there's some regalness here in the card. This man is respected. This man displays so much strength, so much care, and he's absolutely protected by God because he has taken on a task that most doctors would be afraid, even beyond COVID, even before COVID-19. Most doctors, many doctors, would be too afraid to go amongst the homeless and help them and find out how they're doing and checking their vitals and things like this. But to have the courage to actually, I just want to cry, to have the courage to go out into the homeless community during COVID-19 and test the community takes a very, very special and brave person to do. This man has seen so much despair amongst the homeless community. I'm sure there are a lot of things that he and his team have seen that breaks their heart more than the average person has seen. A community that's forgotten, a community that's a victim to an unjust system. There's nothing nothing will happen to this cop. I'm pretty sure it's Miami, Florida. Highly doubtful. If it was a black man that he did that to, if it was a white person that he did that to, then yes, he probably would be have to take responsibility and would be suspended and whatever. They would go the full measure to make sure that someone who was not a person of color would get the justice that they deserve. But because he's a black man, he's not entitled to the same justice. The next card out is grief. This is probably what he's seeing amongst the homeless population, probably a lot of drug use. Okay, sorry about that. So I got a phone call. So sorry about that. So basically the next card out was circumspection. So for those people who are concerned about his safety, he's taking every precaution that he needs to in order to protect himself and his team. Too many cards. Repletion. So this can mean a few things. He could possibly gain donations from people in the form of supplies for the homeless. He could gain donations as far as money. He could gain donations as far as people giving blankets or tents or medical supplies, this sort of thing, to keep his organization going. It could also mean that he's lawyered up, which I hope he did, and he sues the hell out of the Miami Police Department. Okay. Too many cards. Can you show us Dr. Armen Henderson? Show us Dr. Armen Henderson. Work. This man works really hard. He's a busy bee, and he's got his team, and they know how to work together in order to make things work. Gain. This man is, because he's got such a good heart and a good spirit, and he's in the right place, and he's protected by God, and his team is protected by God, and they all have the best intentions in the work that they do. The universe and God will allow them to prosper, as even though, because this was definitely the devil interfering with God's work. I mean, this is gain. They are going to prosper. They're going to benefit from even though what happened to them was tragic or horrible. I shouldn't say tragic. It could have ended tragically. Was horrible. They will still see the silver lining in the situation. Daughter of air. With this, I always feel like I'm prepared to go to battle. I won't use my sword unless I have to. And then torment. They are probably not Dr. Armen Henderson, but the police department. I wouldn't be surprised if he's now a target I wouldn't be surprised if he gets harassed by police, or if when he goes out with his team in downtown, they're watching him and they're going to try to cite him for something, like give him a ticket for doing whatever. They will make something up. That's the way the police department and the justice system works. They will make up whatever they have to fit their agenda, even if it's not true. I think I want 2 more cards. Father of water. He has a warrior spirit, but he's also filled with lots of love, lots of care. That's just who he is. That's his personality. He's a very loving, caring person. Okay. Yeah. He is such a loving person. He and his wife have a very, very strong marriage. It's rooted in faith in God and love. And then we have the father of fire. This could be his dad. This could be his dad, just angry about what happened to his son. Stability. This man comes from like a really strong family. His parents are probably still married. He comes from like what would be like your traditional family. And he's carried that over into his own home life, where he has a very stable marriage, very stable home. with that being said, that's the read that I got on Dr. Henderson. Let's see if we get some mixed emotion cards. Angels, can you show us Dr. Armen Henderson? Dr. Armen Henderson. Dr. Armen Henderson. Stressed. Stressed. He was probably frightened because, you know, in this day and age, you don't know if you're going to be murdered by the cops. It's the one thing that cops can get away with is murdering Black people. It's like being a cop is the perfect job if you're a white supremacist because you can get away with murdering Black people or people of color. Not all cops are like that. And confused. This is how he felt when the cop approached him, and he just didn't know what was the problem, what was going on. Okay, so that's my read on Dr. Armen Henderson. I actually want to read on the Miami Police Department and see what I get. Angels, can you show me the Miami Police Department? Can you show me the Miami Police Department? Wow. Oppression. This is what they do to people. They oppress them. Oppression. Damn, these cards are good. Domination. Wow. Ace of Earth. When I see this card, it's material gain. We all know that putting people in prison, especially privatized prisons, it's for money. It's for gain. It's a form of slavery. Daughter of Earth. I see district attorney when I get this, DA. And I got the Hermit. Now, with this particular card, I know that the Hermit usually means that you go inwards for answers, introspection. I'm getting a couple of things with this. There are things within that police department where if you're not an insider, you wouldn't know how things work. Their behavior is as old as the old man in this picture. Their behaviors are as old as the old man in this picture. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Things are not going to change, at least not anytime soon. Deception. Deception. You guys see that? Yeah. Deception. Exploration. So with this card, this can mean a couple of things. This could just mean that the internal affairs is exploring, or trying to find answers for what happened, or they're exploring Dr. Henderson's background to see if they could dig up any dirt on this man. They ain't gonna find much. They're not gonna find anything. And they will be defeated. They will be defeated. Okay, let's see if we get some mixed emotions on them. I didn't use the new Next World Tarot for this one. Show me the Miami Police Department. Show me the Miami Police Department. Show me the Miami Police Department. Show me the Miami. Show me the Miami Police Department. Show me the Miami Police Department. Okay. That does not even feel right. Yeah, that doesn't feel right. It said loving. That doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel right. I don't think that this is the right deck. It just didn't feel right. Unless they're trying to tell me that they're the opposite. But I don't generally read those cards in reverse. Can you imagine if the police department was loving and caring? It'd be a different world out there. Well, I don't think the mixed emotions is the right one for the police department. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and leave the read at that. I hope that everyone is doing well this Sunday morning, and taking care of yourselves and tuning into prayer services online, tuning in online. Please take care of one another and look out for your neighbors, your brother, no matter what their walk of life is. Let's look out for each other and protect one another. Mixie Tarot out.